This video we got ranking the top 10 point guards in the NBA. Now you know the great Luka has to be somewhere on this list. He has to be somewhere within top 3 or top 2, bro. Now I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt. Shea is probably number 1 right now in the league if we talk about, you know, top 10 point guards in NBA. So I'm expecting Shea to be 1. I am expecting him to be 1 and Luka at least 2 or 3. Realistically, Luka should be 2. But then, you know, the rest of the list, it also has to be valid. So let's see what this man has to say.
And it's time for me to give my list of the best players in the league by position. I'm also going to do a top 25 best players in the NBA.
Oh, shoot, my fault.
That's coming soon after this series. But to kick things off, we got
boy Brunson.
And I'm not gonna
I fuck with Brunson handles so heavy, bro.
The intro.
Oh my God. God damn.
Coming in at number 10, I got the point guard of the Cleveland Cavaliers himself, Darius Garland. I've been a big fan of Darius Garland for a really long time. If you go on my channel and look up,
he should probably be a little bit higher though. 20 points per game. Only thing about Darius Garland, bro, is his playoff performances, bro. That's the only bad thing about Darius Garland, if we being honest. I mean, his defense a little shaky sometimes, but it's really his playoff performance. That's the only thing I don't like about him, but
from the jump, it brings me so much
pretty
joy
good
to see what he has become, especially considering where he was in his rookie year. Now, I know this postseason wasn't a great look for him. He has to be held accountable for that. Injury or not, it's not an excuse for how bad he played. But obviously, that doesn't negate him to the point that he's going to be off this list. He's still one of the better ball handlers in the league. Man, those handles are smooth and crisp as
the way he just excels on the court, bro. Oh my goodness.
In the league.
Like, I wish I was that fast, bro.
A great playmaker, especially out of the pick and roll. One of the best pick and roll ball handlers in the league, and it's really no surprise why he ended up on this list. Now, a reason why he is not higher on this list is, one, he's consistently injured, because even though this past year he was relatively healthy, he went into the playoffs and got hurt, and this year was probably the healthiest year of his career. Another thing is that he doesn't get pressure on the rim like a lot of these other guards, which is very valuable for a player who handles the ball as much.
He was injured last year too,
and the fact that he's not a great defensive player on that Cavaliers team that already has another undersized guard in the backcourt.
What did I just say?
I think there's a clear ceiling on where Darius
said his
Garland
defense was shaky
in the pantheon of great NBA players, which is still a great player, a top 10 point guard, but I personally can't put him any higher on this list. Next at number 9, I got the speedster of Philadelphia himself, Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah, he should be on this list for sure.
I do believe that Tyrese Maxey is a lot better than what he showed. The Sixers last year were riddled with injuries.
Honestly, I think Tyrese should be like probably top 6, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I really do like Tyrese Maxey game,
what the fuck was going on. Their whole entire season was in free fall, and despite that, Maxey still averaged.
I'm telling y'all, he's one of those guys. 26
true shooting. It wasn't a horrible season, but obviously it was a come down from what we saw last year. Regardless of that, Maxey still showed a lot of the same qualities he had last year.
Only if he wasn't injured.
Despite the decrease in production, he still has one of the best first steps in the league. He's extremely quick off the dribble, bouncy, and can get to the rim on anybody. And sure, he had a down year from 3 this past season, but the 3 years prior, if you average it up, it's 40% shooting on 6 attempts a game. Trust me, he'll be fine. Maxey obviously though does have his flaws. He can't carry an offense the way that a lot of other guys on this list can, and on top of that, he is not the greatest defender. Of course, he's pretty much a negative on that side of the ball. He's not a liability or anything, but he just doesn't have enough impact to be higher on this list. Still though, I do think he can climb higher with a better performance next season, and honestly, I'm just crossing my fingers
when it comes down to it,
so we can
and it's his time to take over. He can do it.
The magic we saw between them in 2024 is definitely something I want to see again. Coming in next, I got Ja Morant, and I can't lie to you, I don't know if this spot was too high or too low.
Too high?
It was pretty disappointing. On top of the fact that obviously his play declined, he was not available for a lot of the season, so it's pretty hard.
He's been injured.
He's going to be going forward. The lack of a three-point shot is definitely catching up with him, and he doesn't have a mid-range jumper either. He doesn't attack the rim nearly as much as he used to, and I think
his mid-range jumper is developing pretty nicely though.
To some off the court issues, probably probably playing a role into it. On top of
And
that,
was it last year or the year before? His three-point shot was developing pretty good too.
He's still one of the best at getting to the rim, and that says a lot because this is a guy that on top of getting to the rim, he's still one of the better playmakers in the league. And this past year, I think he showed a lot of steps in that aspect as well. Another thing about him is that the half-court offense of the Memphis Grizzlies is very smelly. And don't get me wrong, Ja definitely contributes to that with his lack of floor spacing, but he truly is the only
look at this
guy
shit
that can
here.
do the things that he
Bro, what player do you know is doing some shit like this, bro?
facing, but he truly is the
You
only
can't name me one player that you know is doing this.
guaranteed guy that can do the things that he does.
Maybe
to
Michael
get
Jordan,
to the
but
rim.
that's
The
about
amount of
it.
pressure that he does put on a defense cannot be replicated.
Oh my God.
whatsoever by anybody on this
He
team.
kind of
And I
threw
think
that
it
in
says a
though. He
lot
didn't
that
really.
despite their flaws,
That wasn't really a
despite him
poster.
missing games, they were still
Yeah, he threw that in. We're not counting that as a poster.
second in points
We're not
per
counting
game
that.
and sixth in offensive rating. And a majority of that does have to do with Ja Morant. I'm just saying. The Grizzlies were just in disarray last year, so I'm willing to chalk that up to just a fluke season somewhat with Ja's decline, but next year is going to be a very important year for Ja. Mark that. Coming in next, we got Ice Trae himself at number 7.
He's so underrated.
I ain't gonna lie. Trae Young was
He's
also
so
a little
underrated.
bit difficult to rank, but I think this spot is perfect for him. Trae has proven
He might
that
have
he
to
can
be
take a
higher.
team
I'm
with
dead
a
ass.
whole bunch of solid offensive role players and make it a top 5 or top 10 offense in the NBA. It's not a coincidence that guys thrive with Trae Young. Dyson Daniels resurrecting his career. Jalen Johnson's offensive improvement. Same thing with guys like Onyeka, DeAndre Hunter. Trae Young is just an offensive ceiling raiser. It's that simple. He's one of the 3 best playmakers in the league in my opinion. An amazing passer, especially out of the pick and roll. I mean, the guy averages 10 assists in his sleep just off of having a lob threat. He's just that good. Couple that with his gravity on the ball.
Playmaking ability is amazing.
One of the best long-range shooters in the NBA. And it's really
Facts.
no surprise why I have him at this spot on this list. Trae is one of 2
Bro, he
players
might have. I'm telling you, he might have to be higher, especially for how clutch he is, bro. In terms of clutch, you know, you got Dame. He's up there with it. Curry. Well, Curry, low key, he kind of shaky sometimes in the clutch, but you know, when it comes down to it, I say at least like 40% of the time he's probably gonna hit. So I could say you could throw Curry in there if you want to. I know some people don't like Curry when it comes down to the clutch, but you know, you could throw him in there if you want to. You know, you got LeBron, obviously. Who else is good in the clutch? Who else? But yeah, bro, Trae Young, when we talk about clutch players, he's definitely got to get thrown in there, bro. I'm telling you, he's got to get thrown in there. The amount of clutch game-winning shots this man has, it'll shock you, bro. It'll shock you. I'm trying to tell you, it'll shock you.
On this list that is
especially in the playoffs. He does it in the playoffs, bro. He's a playoff performer.
All-star. So when it comes to his situation, it's not like it's very favorable. But yet
He
he's still
balls
able
in the
to go out
playoffs,
there
bro.
and average 25 and 10 like it's clockwork every fucking season. But then you get into the negatives with Trae Young, and I can't lie, it is a lot of drawbacks with his game. For starters,
his
the
defense
obvious
is terrible.
He is a horrendous defender.
Yeah,
A
his
true
defense is
liability
god-awful.
on that side of the ball. And I think it's even more of a testament to his offense.
But everybody has a downfall of their game.
On this list, considering how bad
Well,
he
downside.
is defensively. You also throw in the fact that he is a very inconsistent scorer. He's very streaky when it comes to his three-point shooting at times. He goes through so many horrible droughts. And though he's a good mid-range shooter,
Yeah,
he
this the
doesn't
thing.
take
This the thing. But with these guards like this, you know, sometimes he might have bad games where he can't score, he can't hit from the 3 or hit from the mirror. Sometimes, you know, they just can't score. Your superstar can't score. But when they can't score, I'm telling you, they're going to get about 12 assists. They are going to get 12 assists, and it's a lot of guards that can't do that. Like, when Trae Young's having an off game, he might have, like, 13 points and 12 assists. He'll have 13 points. Bro, it's not many guards that can do that, bro. It's not. It's just not many guards that can do that, man. So, it's technically, he's still balling, bro. He's still balling.
enough of them in my opinion, and he is not a great finisher at the rim. Hell, this past season he actually shot 52%
he's a floater
in the
type of
restricted
guard.
area. Yikes. And when you consider that he's not too much of an off-ball player, though you could argue that might be by necessity rather than what he wants, I think what differentiates him from a lot of the other guys on this list is that I can't just drop Trey on any team and expect it to thrive. But I am intrigued to see what happens this season.
Certain play style.
I like the Kristaps Porzingis addition. Zach is going to get better. Jalen Johnson is coming back next season, hopefully to play a full year without injury. Dyson Daniels is only going to get better. And I like the addition of
Dyson Daniels though.
Team. It's going to be really interesting to see how the season pans out for the Atlanta Hawks, because trust me, if Trey delivers in the way I think he's capable of, I could see him climbing higher on these lists. But for now, I think number 7 will do.
I think he should be higher, bro.
5, we got the bearded one, James Harden.
James Harden in top 6
seasons this year. Don't care what the field goal percentage say, guys, it was a great year. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
This is a guy that went out there without
he had a good year, but
for the majority of the season and essentially was the best player on a 50-win Clippers team in the Western Conference. People can say what they want about James Harden not being the player that he used to be, but he's still one of the most doubled players in the league. Defenses still respect the fuck out of him. The vision is still there. The ability to operate out of the pick and roll, it's still there. The elite three-point shooting, it's still there. And the numbers also are still there. Harden in the last 25 games of the regular season averaged 25 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, a steal and a half on 45% from the field.
Amazing stats, can't lie.
87% at the free throw line. Make no mistake about it, Harden is still an all NBA caliber player.
He's still a star.
One of the best point guards in the league. And with the attention he gets on the court every single possession, it feels like, it opens up the offense for so many of his teammates. There's a reason why Zubac had a career season this past year. Or when LeBron chose to not play in the All-Star game, Norman Powell was getting fake love. It all goes back to James Harden and his impact on that team to elevate those around him as a centerpiece. Now, despite those positives, I gotta talk about why I don't have him higher on this list. For one, like I mentioned earlier, Harden obviously is declining. He can't get to the rim the way he used to. And even when he does, he doesn't even finish the way he used to as well. He's shooting below 60% in the restricted area. That definitely ain't the man we used to know. On top of that, his lack of a mid-range game I think is definitely catching up to him. And it's so weird because he's a very good mid-range shooter. He just doesn't take them at all. And on top of that, even though
I could have sworn when he played for the Sixers, bro, he was taking hella mid-ranges. Am I tripping? Bro, when he played for the Sixers, he was mainly shooting from the mid-range than the 3. I don't think I'm pretty sure he was, bro. I mean, you know, obviously different offices, bro, but damn. I kind of have been seeing Harden chuck up a lot of threes on the Clippers this past season, but like the man just said, bro, he just proved that Harden had a great season. I didn't think... Bro, before I looked at these stats, I didn't think Harden had that good of a season, bro. I'm going to keep it real. I didn't know he was averaging like 25 points, bro.
Liability defensively, he's still not very good. And I would be remiss if I didn't even mention the stinker he put up in that game 7 in the playoffs. And though I do think Harden will play at a high level next year, he is getting older and a drop off is to be expected, which led me to not putting him in the top 5 and having this guy next ahead of him. Coming in to start us off in the top 5,
I can agree with the Harden.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade at 5?
I may be jumping the gun.
It might have to be higher
over James Harden right now.
Nah, he's definitely over James Harden. He might have to be higher.
I think he's going to take a huge jump next year. But what we saw this past season, I think, is more than enough for me to say he's a top 5 point guard. As the season went on this past year,
Cade is going to be one of the greatest.
Better every single month. As in the second half of the year, Cade averaged 28 points a game, 9 assists, 6 rebounds.
Like, bro, look at these superstar stats from this demon we are looking at. 28.1 points per game, 8.8 assists. He is not just a scorer, ladies and gentlemen. He has amazing playmaking ability along with 5.6 rebounds, almost a 50% field goal percentage, 35% three-point percentage, and an 87 free throw percentage, bro. Along with good defense. This is a true superstar guard right here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, he can potentially be generational.
34% from 3 and 87% at the free throw line. With Jaden Ivey out, he was basically the sole ball handler on that team. He generated damn near all of the offense for that roster. And despite his athletic limitations,
he can do everything,
he's a
bro.
very crafty scorer in the post, is great at using his size. He's got a mid-range pull-up to his game, and defensively, even though he's not elite, he's no slouch either. He really
bro,
had a
he's
hell of a
bro. I'm
season
telling you,
this
he has
past
good
year,
defense.
and I expect him to
he has good
build on
defense
that going forward. Now, why I couldn't put him any higher on this list is, for starters, the turnovers are a lot. I can't lie to you. Even though he is a really good playmaker, sometimes his reads can be a bit predictable, as he's not a great athlete. He doesn't really have a first step like that. And though the roster construction is not perfect for him, he still goes out there and isn't a great finisher at the rim. And though he's an improved three-point shooter, he can be a bit streaky at times. As we saw in the playoffs, this man shot 17% from behind the arc. That's disgusting. I can't lie, Cade. Regardless of it, though, I still have him as a top 5 point guard, and I'm trusting
he's still evolving, though.
Leap next season. New York, we're here with your guy Jalen Brunson at number 4.
Jay Brunson,
man, I gotta say, his rise
I thought he would have been top 3
and borderline superstardom. You can call him a superstar if you want. I don't think I'm quite there yet with JB, but regardless, he is a solidified star. He is one of the craftiest.
Who does he have over JB? I know he for sure is gonna have Luka, Shea. Who else does he have over JB? Kyrie? Who the fuck does he have over what?
Nice post game. Good handle, can get to the rim, can operate in the mid-range, get to the free throw line, and is a well-improved three-point shooter. And on top of all of that, he elevates his game in the biggest moments as the clutch player of the year.
That's the most important part
about
it.
Over the last 3 years in the playoffs, he leads all players in points per game, averaging 30 and he's
points.
On a Knicks team that is heavily reliant on his scoring ability. And sure, one may make the argument you can't really win with that, but at the end of the day, he's doing what he needs to do to get the team where they need.
Nah, they can win with that.
It was a disappointing ending to their season, but I don't think that was on Jalen Brunson. He definitely had his faults in that loss to the Indiana Pacers, but we'll get to that in a second. I just think what he's able to do, especially at that size, it's remarkable. Honestly, the footwork, the handle, the shot, the post game, I love it. But what I don't love,
he has almost
the reasons
everything.
Why he's not higher on this list. For starters, he is not a great defender. At that size,
I mean, you can't.
6'1",
I'm about to say you can't expect him to be a great defender at his size. I mean, most you can probably expect is just reading passing lanes and getting steals. He's not gonna lock some shit up like fucking Patrick Beverly or PJ Tucker. Like he's not gonna be one of those guys. I mean, it's just not. It's just not.
And when it's somebody like JB on that New York Knicks team,
it's just not really gonna happen.
Hide because of who's anchoring at the rim, and he's your best player, so he has to be on the court. Because without him, they can't do a damn thing. It can negate some of his impact on the game. Throw in the fact that his playmaking definitely could be better. The turnovers in that Eastern Conference,
I noticed that about him too.
At times, I don't think he has the scoring gravity of guys higher on this list, or the playmaking chops as a whole. But those are really my only 2 issues with JB. He is a solidified top 5 point guard in this league, and you could argue a top 10 player as well. Coming in to start off the top 3, we got Steph, Wardell, Curry.
Oh, Curry.
How
did I forget about Curry?
The greatest shooter.
Oh man, I forgot about Curry.
In the league, they said my man's was washed.
How did I forget about him?
I'm about to go crazy and show y'all who the fuck.
Nah, he's not washed at all.
He's not washed. In the regular season, he averaged 28 points a game, 6 assists.
Yeah, he's not washed whatsoever. Nowhere near.
Field, 40% from 3 on 12 attempts, and 93% at the free throw line. Curry is still one of the best offensive players in the league today. His ability to raise the ceiling and floor of any offense just because he is on the court is something I can only say for a select few players in the NBA. And just like we know all the positives, the negatives are also obvious as well. He's not a great defender. He can be taken advantage of. And sure, he's not a liability, but it's still a negative in his game, especially at this age in his career. And speaking of age in his career, he doesn't get pressure on the rim like that, which has led to why he's such a crazy high volume 3-point shooter in comparison to his 2-point attempts.
His finishing has gotten way better though.
Goes, I don't think it's as tight as it used to be. It's still good enough to get the job done, but that self-creation ain't what it used to be. I'll say that. And that's why we saw him with this roster. It really wasn't going to get the job done at all until they got Jimmy Butler. And even speaking of age,
I think
that obviously contributed
I don't
to
think
why
it
he got
decreased that
hurt
much,
in the
bro.
playoffs. It's clear to me that them going through that 7-game series in the first round with the Rockets probably took a toll on his body and led to that injury he suffered in the first round. And with more wear and tear on his body as he gets older, especially as a smaller guard who has been injury prone in the past, that has to factor in. But regardless, he's still a top 10 player in this league. He's still a superstar, and he's still a top 3 point guard in the NBA.
Oh my
He's
God,
Steph
when he hit that
motherfucking
shot,
Curry,
I lost
plain and
my
simple.
fucking
Coming
marbles.
in next at number 2, we have Luka Doncic. Similar to Steph Curry,
Luke,
there's
I
not
knew
too
Luke
much
was
to
gonna
say
be
about
2.
Luka that you guys don't already know. He wakes up and averages 30, 9, and 9 like it's nothing. Whether he's fat, skinny,
Unstoppable,
in shape, beer belly,
unguardable.
it don't matter. Luka has that rare combination of being among the 3 to 5 best scorers in the league while also being among the 3 to 5 best playmakers in the NBA. You just can't teach shit like that. The feel for the game is at an all-time level even when he's fat. Think about that. Even when he is fucking fat, which leads into some of the negatives.
I think he's a top 2 playmaker. I mean, he can arguably
off-ball player. Actually, he's
put like one other person over him.
When you
but
dominate
I mean,
the ball like he does, it can be a negative and halt an offense because that shit becomes way too predictable. And because he's not in shape all the time, he suffers these injuries, and that burst and ability to create separation off the dribble, it ain't there like it used to be for Luka. Throw in the fact that defensively, he is a liability. Yes,
we know, man.
He can't
we
switch.
know.
He can't fight over screens well. He provides no type of help defense, no type of effort
We know,
whatsoever.
man.
He's not a rim protector. He ball watches all the fucking time. And you would think at his height and size playing on the wing, there's no way he could be a liability. But
bro, Luka's defense is up there with like fucking Flight Reacts, bro. Let me keep it real with you, bro. Like, Luka's defense is just so bad. It's so bad. Him and Jokic, bro. Offensive juggernauts. But when it comes to defense, y'all are just straight up cones, bro. Straight up cones. That shit is awful.
Found a way. But I've been seeing the offseason pictures. I hope Luka actually is getting himself in shape.
He is.
He is going to take defense seriously.
Look at him, man. Look at him right here, bro. Kind of looking skinny. Bro, kind of looking skinny. Hey, look, we might get a fast Luka this season.
Quips to his game, because Luka, I need you to prove the haters wrong. Make Nico Harrison look like a dumbass next year.
He kind of already
did.
Your
number 1 spot on this list. But until then, that leads us to the end of this list. At number 1, the reigning MVP. Finals MVP.
I knew Shai was going to be 1. It wouldn't make sense if he wasn't.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA, I mean, was there any doubt who was going to be number 1? Especially after the season he just had? I mean, I'm not trying to glaze, but what is the glaring weakness of Shai's game? I guess 3-point shooting or some of...
Let me try and... his playmaking. When it comes down, you know, when it's pressure, when he's under pressure, his playmaking kind of gets shaky. It gets shaky. It's like he's too predictable when he makes under pressure. Way too predictable. That's one thing I did notice about Shai, but that's about it. That is about it. He can't consistently shoot threes, but I don't think that's a downfall to his game at all. I don't think that's a downfall. The only bad thing about his game is just his playmaking under pressure. That's the only thing. That's literally the only thing.
The playmaking, and even those aren't true weaknesses. Those are just things he could get better at. The man is unstoppable at getting to his spots in the mid-range. You can't guard him one-on-one. He's got a great handle, can get separation on anybody, fights through contact, he can get to the free throw line at will, and even defensively, he is a great help defender. Gets in passing lanes,
great defender.
Some weak side rim protection. I mean, this nigga is truly a cheat code, and we are watching one of the greatest.
This man said this nigga is a cheat code
right now.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Those are my top 10 point guards in the NBA. You can see it on the screen right now. You guys let me know your opinions down below in the comments
Nah, bro,
section.
Shai is
I'm out. Y'all have a